think that's a great question. 184,000 approximately LA City Council members are getting paid. They're the highest paid in the country. We should take it to the voters. I mean, are all of you out there happy about paying this amount of money, $184,000? Is the job getting done in the district? Are your services being met?
No.
So I think we should, as a councilwoman, I would like to broach that idea with my colleagues on city council to reduce the amount of salary that each of us are getting. Now, I wouldn't be running if the representative was doing a great job. That's why I'm running. I took out $18,000 of my own money alone to run. I'm not backed by big developers, but I'm running because we need positive leadership. We need someone who's going to have integrity, respect, transparency, and equality for all. So, you, the voters, let's start working on reducing that salary now.
Are you?
Yeah, I think we should look at it. It's been a long time, since 1990. Anything like this should be looked at to see if what they created in 1990 is working or not. When I was on the school board, just coming over from the school board to the city council, then Council President Padilla and I set up a panel on school governments for LAUSD, which we looked at precisely these types of issues. There were several workshops throughout the school district. There were experts on salaries for public officials that we consulted with. There were a report made from the CLA to see how we could change the governance of LAUSD. On top of that, and precisely, the main issue that was discussed was how do we pay our school board members. We should do the same thing for city council.
Ms. Molina?
Well, I'm not going to argue that it is a good-sized salary. I know that for myself, because of my retirement, I won't be taking that full salary. I'll just be taking a complement of it and then returning it back into community services. But the issue here is people need to work for whatever salary they have. And that is the issue. We have a councilman who hasn't been working every single day on behalf of the residents of the 14th Council District. In fact, and we all have stated it time and time again, he's been costing taxpayers more than $182,000 a year. And that's what we need to watch as well. So you need to have accountability. You need to be working all of the time, not just at election time. It is critical that a councilman be engaged with the community, they provide leadership, that they be there to problem solve with the community and make sure that it isn't the special interest that they are working with, but it's the residents who give them the honor of serving in this position.
I do think that the salary that city council members make is a little exaggerated. When you look at the median income of people in LA County, it's about $44,000. So when we're paying our elected officials 4 times that amount, I think it's a bit excessive. I think it creates a disconnect from the reality that the constituents face. When the council members making $185,000 a year, of course they might not be inclined to move on affordable housing issues because they're making $185,000 a year. So they're very disconnected from the reality that most constituents face. So I would say take it back to the voters.
Amplify on what you said earlier.
Rebuttal?
Rebuttal or amplify, certainly.
Again, I do agree to decrease the rate of pay for city council members. I just want to focus on 2014 for a minute, which is yesterday. The representative made approximately $184,000 that year. Then we got into an accident and that cost $185,000. And then harassment charges for a defense team or investigative team was at $200,000. So in 2014, that's almost already more than $500,000, which equals 2-3 salaries. So I concur with my colleague.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Molina, her effort to take half her cut is just a political gimmick, folks, because when pressed, she finally fessed up that she's going to get a county pension for $90,000, and she didn't fess up to that until she was asked about it. And then 2 days later, we find out that it's actually $124,000, not $90,000. There's a lot to say about credibility and honesty with the public.
Now that I've been called a fibber by the councilman, I think we'll try and straighten something out for him. The best thing that we need to do is to recognize and understand that whatever the salary is, you need to work for it. You have a councilman who hasn't worked for it and instead costs you money. And the worst part about it, I didn't ask him to cut his salary, but the press did. And then he turned around and said that he couldn't afford to cut his salary because he had a family to raise. Well, that's a sexist comment I don't appreciate. We as women are entitled to the same pay because we do the same work, sometimes more than that.
Your time is up. We have a